Hey guys, welcome back to Georgia 4 Low. Today we're going to talk about a refrigerator slash freezer, cooler, whatever you want to call them. But today we got the Bodega. It's the 55 quart. And if you've ever been on vacation,
Sorry.
if you've ever been on vacation and you've either rented a house or you've rented a condo, and you usually get there and you got to buy some groceries,
Yes.
some snacks, groceries, things to cook breakfast, lunch, whatever. And by the end of the week, you usually may have a bunch of stuff left over, and that requires you to either throw that stuff in a cooler or some kind of a refrigerator like what we have. And that's what we decided to do. We have another smaller one at home, but we picked up a larger one to take with us so we don't have to deal with ice. Stop and get ice and put that in the cooler. That stuff usually is melted and everything's wet in there time you get home. So we got this Bodega 55 quart freezer slash refrigerator cooler. So let's take a look at it and I'll show you what we have packed inside of it, and then we'll go over some of the specifications later.
And here it is. Isn't she a beaut? I mean, on this end, you have your digital screening. Bring it around so they can see that.
Yeah.
You can turn the temperature up and down. There actually is a settings. You have the power on and off.
And it's got an extendable handle. Press this button here on each side. Do that one. And the handle extends because it's got some nice big wheels on it, so you can actually wheel this thing and
Has a
turn it around.
bottle opener on this end.
Yep.
And now,
Show us what we got in this thing.
drum roll.
Let's look at this. We got our chicken salad. There's a 12-pack Sprites. We got several bottles of water. There's a bottle
milk.
of Crown. There's a gallon of milk. There's some cranberry juice, more Sprite waters. This side we got some butter, our cheese, tortillas, some hot dogs,
Our brats, hot
a
dogs.
12-pack Mick Ultra, some more cheese. So this thing is stacked
Full.
really well and has a lot of capacity. Nice cutting board.
I love this feature.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. While you're on the go, you can use this, cut up, make mini cheese quesadillas. You can have a small charcuterie board, as we say. I mean, hey, what else do you need?
It's got some nice lights on the inside. These baskets
Love
come
the
out,
lighting.
so you can pull these baskets out and unload the unit.
And
There's a
pull
drain
it.
plug in the bottom. So that's pretty nice. We're going to get this loaded up in the Yukon and get headed back to Georgia. We're currently in Florida at Panama City.
It's not even that heavy.
Okay guys, so 7.5 hours later we arrive home, and that is why we have a Bodega refrigerator freezer. Is don't have to deal with the ice. We saved all that stuff that we had bought on our vacation. Was able to bring it home with us, and the good thing is when you get there and you go to take everything out, it's not soaking wet. So it's easy just to go ahead and transfer that stuff back from the refrigerator, freezer, put it back into your home refrigerator, freezer. And like I said, this is the 55 quart model, and you can see if you're going to get one this size, you're going to need a good size sport utility, or at least maybe a 4-door pickup truck, full size. As you can see, it's in the back of our Yukon, and it takes up a pretty good bit of space. Of course, we got everything unloaded. At the moment, I did have it over and then forward, but it's a big unit. And plus, being in the Yukon, the doors are able to open them and access the items inside. So that's really nice. So we got it out of the back of the Yukon so you can just take a look. Everything in here is super cold. Nothing is soaking wet. And we got to save all these groceries to put them back in our regular refrigerator. So that's pretty cool. Look at that. Nothing's soaking wet. Our cheese, the tortillas. So everything's good and cold like a regular refrigerator, and not soaking wet from melting ice. Okay guys, so earlier I misspoken. This is a 59 quart and not a 55 quart. But give you some basic specifications on it. It is 22.5 inches tall. It is 18.1 inches wide, and it's 28 inches long. So that's some basic dimensions. The inside of the unit, the larger compartment is 10.6 by 12.1 by 18.6, and the smaller side of the unit over here is 7.8 by 12.1 by 11.7. I'll leave a link down below that'll give you all the specifications that you need for this unit, as far as the weight, the dimensions, things of that nature, and also a link to where you can purchase it. It comes with an owner's manual. You'll find the English version starts on page 21. Also comes with a 12-volt cigarette lighter, along with your AC adapter, which we do have it plugged into the wall now. As you can see, this thing's extremely quiet. I mean, you can't even hear it running, I don't believe, here on the microphone. I'm using a Rode microphone. I'm not sure if you're even going to pick up that it's running. As we mentioned, it's got an extendable handle that extends out. It also has a handle in the rear, so you can use the front handle in this to lift it. Bottle opener. It's got the nice wheels. Also, it has a battery compartment here that's sold separately and has a solar panel input jack here, so you can completely get off the grid with this unit by having an internal battery and then your solar panel input here, which that's a pretty cool feature. You have to contact customer service to get that battery. It's mentioned here in the owner's manual, and you can contact them. It says to contact customer relations or customer service, and that information found in the back of the book. So you can purchase a battery, have your solar system, and now you're completely set up off the grid. Another cool thing, see if we can do this while holding the camera, is the lids. As you can see here, see how that's notched out, and this one's a full encased embossed circle, is these lids pop off. If I can do this with one hand. What that allows you to do is, based on the configuration of where you store this thing inside your camper or your vehicle, gives you the ability to change how you want the doors to open up. So that's kind of a cool feature. You can see we got them reversed here. Go ahead and pop this one off. And it's basically just a gentle pull up on the side. And then you want to stick the little peg or pin in that one. Push it down in that one. And close it. And there you go. Now you've just changed the lids around. Also, I mentioned, remember I talked about the baskets? So these are nice. You can actually have the refrigerator, wherever you got it plugged out in the house, pre-chilling before you take it out or in the camper. You can pull these baskets out, you know, take them over to the refrigerator, your pantry or whatever, load up whatever you're going to in here, and then bring the basket over and put it in the cooler. You can see there is a drain plug down in the bottom. It's got a nice foam gasket or a rubber seal here on the lids. Your cutting board again. It's got some nice LED lights. They also went ahead and included a kind of a quick reference decal here for some of the operations of the menu. You do have a USB boot on the USB here for charging personal devices. Also, you have a couple different features. You got eco mode and max mode. You also have battery protection, you know, low, medium, and high. And then also you can shut each compartment off if you need to, or if you say you're only using the large compartment, the left one, you can shut the right one off. In other words, you're not wasting energy, it doesn't need to run, or vice versa. If you only want to use the small compartment, you can turn it off as well and only leave, or turn off the big compartment and only leave the small one on. So one way to turn off either the left or right compartment, you're going to use the plus or the minus sign and the settings button here. So we'll say we touch the plus, we'll hold the setting. Now we just turned off the left compartment. You see there's an L here and an R here. So we just turned off that left compartment. So now we're only using the right compartment. We want to turn it back on, plus, and the settings button. And now it's back on. Now say we want to turn the right side off, we're going to use the minus button and the settings button. Boom. We just turned off the right compartment. And what you've seen there is you saw the, I'll discuss this, you saw the temperature here flashing. So let's go ahead and turn the right compartment back on. Okay, so now both compartments are on, right? So it's easy if you want to go ahead and it's defaulted to the left. If you want to adjust the temperature on the left, you just dial it into what you want it, or if you want it a little warmer. But say you want to do the right compartment. So what you want to do is you want to tap that to make that flash, and then hit the settings button, and now you can toggle over here to the other side. So while that's flashing, tap that. We can increase the temperature over here, or we can decrease it. And of course, if you just let it sit there, it kind of times out. So just press and hold that. Oh, not press and hold, but you just kind of tap it. It's a little finger sensitive, so you just got to be careful with it. You'll get the hang of it. We'll let that time out. And then if you press this once, press it again, you'll see we'll go from eco mode to max mode. I hope that's showing up on the screen. We'll let that time out. So we're on max cooling now. That's if you want to bring the temperature down really quick. And then if you press and hold this, that M will start flashing because I had it on medium. This is where you can set there's high, low, and I'll put it back on M. That's where you set your battery protection for your vehicle. In other words, if the voltage gets to a certain threshold, the refrigerator will shut down and save the power for the vehicle so you can actually restart your car and so forth. And you got a power button. So real simple interface to use, nothing complicated. But there's more. A new cool feature, I don't know if it's new, but a cool feature with this unit is the QZ Smart app. And you can see there, you can actually control the temperature of the refrigerator via an app. Now this is perfect, so when you got this in the back of the vehicle, you can always have your phone available. If you're up front driving on a long trip, you can have a passenger or someone check, or you got this in a phone holder. You can check on the status of your refrigerator and make sure it's still cooling, make sure something hasn't happened or whatever. Some little features here where you can change the temperature scale, Celsius to Fahrenheit, max, eco mode. There's your battery protection, and you can toggle and turn off one side or the other of the unit. Go back. And you got a lock feature, so you can just lock your settings so you don't accidentally, kids fumbling around with it or somebody else accidentally changing your settings. So that's a pretty neat. You can turn it on and off, and it's got your temperatures, so that's pretty cool. Guys, that's the Bodega refrigerator / freezer, 59 quart. I'll put some information in the description below. It's been a really good unit so far. We've been using it for 3 to 4 months, and we just took it on vacation with us. And it worked great, saving a lot of our grocery items that we needed to get back home that we had spent money on, and we just didn't eat or consume them. So we were able to put them in this thing, pack them in for a 7+ hour drive back home, get home, everything's cold, nothing's soaking wet, transported that right back into our refrigerator, and we didn't waste any groceries. Also really cool with this thing, and any freezer or refrigerator like this, is always you can pre-chill it. So I like to actually plug it up, get it at the temperature that I want in the house, put my things in it, and then transport it to the vehicle. Or you can put it in the vehicle and get the temperature down to where you want it, and then put your items in it. Just make sure you keep a little bit of clearance all the way around the unit. It does have some vents and fans on it that it needs to cool itself and be able to breathe, so you don't want to pack stuff tight up against it. Do leave a little bit of space all the way around it, and it's just going to make the unit perform better. And like I said, it's performed great. It's super quiet, actually kind of compact for its size, I think. But we've been enjoying it, and if you got any comments, questions, or anything I can help answer, drop those below, and thanks for watching.